Indian society treasures education. Our families, Hindu or Muslim, north or south, rich or poor, urban or rural, all of us sacrifice a great deal for our children. There is not a family in India where the parents are not willing to sacrifice everything for their children's future. And all families recognize the value of education. That's why enrollment in schools is very high, near 100% or even more because of technical reasons. But the problem is not enrollment. The problem is the quality of education. Many surveys, ASA survey, Annual Status of Education report, along with Montek Singh Ahluwalia, I released the first report in Delhi in 2005, ASA survey report conducted by Pratham, a very reputed NGO organization. Since then, every year results are coming. Appallingly poor outcomes are seen in school education in India. PISA survey, Program for International Students Assessment, an international survey in which out of 74 entities, India was ranked last but one. The only country worse than India was Kyrgyzstan. Instead of improving the standards, Indian government said we will not participate in future PISA surveys. It is an ostrich-like mentality. You don't want to see the reality, you are in denial, you don't want to compare, you don't want to improve. You pretend that you are giving education. That is the real challenge of education, not language. India is a multilingual country. There is no other country on earth with so many languages, with rich literature, history, tradition and culture. Our founding fathers, our national leaders of all parties came together and made sure that in a harmonious manner, this multilingual country could be built as one nation. And a certain pattern is now prevailing in school education. A three-language formula is advisory. States are doing whatever they think is right. Several states like Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, etc., they are following three-language formula. They teach in the mother tongue in government schools mostly. In some schools, they also teach English as a medium of instruction, and they teach English and they teach Hindi. There are states like Tamil Nadu which teach only two languages, mother tongue and English. Many northern states only teach two languages, Hindi and English. It's up to the states. There is no reason to pressurize the states. You can persuade them. You can make it worth their while, but do not pressurize. Because language can be an extremely dangerous issue if we mishandle it. India handled it very well. We are very successful in that. We are an example to the rest of the world. Sri Lanka created enormous strife for itself for 25 years because they could not handle two languages, Sinhala and Tamil. Pakistan had two major languages, Punjabi and Bengali. Because they did not know how to handle that, the nation broke up within 25 years. A tiny country like Belgium has two important languages. The Flemish people, they speak the Dutch language, and a significant minority, French-speaking people, they speak French. Even today, when an election is held, a government formation is becoming increasingly difficult. They take months and years even to come together to form a government. Indian political leaders have done a remarkable thing of unifying the country despite so much of linguistic diversity. We must not upset the apple cart. In America, there is a saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What is going well, namely linguistic harmony in India, do not try to tamper with that and tinker with that and destroy the nation's fabric. The real challenge of school education is not the language or the languages you teach. It is that school education has failed. Higher education has substantially failed. The bulk of the children are not learning even the minimum things required. We are consistently performing very poorly. Though our children are very bright, they work very hard, our parents sacrifice a great deal, governments are spending a lot of money. Despite all these things, because of very bad education, because of bad examination system, because of rampant mass copying, because of rote learning, our kids are not learning what they should, and therefore, except a few, we are underperforming as a country. The country's future is at stake. Poverty is perpetuated, inequalities are perpetuated, and economically growth of the country is jeopardized. The real challenge is how do you improve the quality of education, the outcomes in school education, not language. Let language be what it is. The states have come to an understanding, each state has its own model, that should continue without any pressure. At a very young age, tiny age, to have a formal language 2 or 3 is not desirable. Ability to speak and pick up the spoken language is one thing, and having a formal learning of a language is another thing. At a tender age, let's not overburden the children. and let the states follow their own pattern. Whatever is working now, let it continue. Let us collectively focus on the outcomes. My appeal to the media is, the media, like political parties, has never paid attention to the quality of educational outcomes. In the 2019 election, in the media or in the political parties or political discourse, there is not a single serious debate on the quality of education. I challenge the media people or the political parties to counter my statement. There is not a single speech of a major political leader where a leader focused on the quality of educational outcomes in this country at school level or college level. We have completely ignored the fundamental issue of India, quality of education. Now, instead of focusing on quality of education, media is debating the language formula, which is a divisive issue, which is a polarizing issue. We don't need that. We need unity of the country. We need quality education. My very humble appeal to the media and to the political parties is, focus on educational outcomes. Do not divide the country. Focus on strengthening the country and giving the poor kids a chance in future.